All right, so good evening, and I just want to give you a warm welcome and also just say that I actually want to acknowledge you for taking the time to join this webinar and really honor you for that, because it shows that you have initiative and you taking care of yourself and you investing your time in improving yourself and trying to improve your life. And that's really great, because many people don't do that. And they say that they're very busy. However, the best investment anyone could ever make is in themselves. Okay, so tonight this webinar is really based on a personal development program called the Silva Method. And I'm going to share with you what I'd probably term as the tip of the iceberg of what the Silva Method personal development, it's a 4-day program. This is just sharing some tiny tips and techniques, but what I give you is a guarantee tonight. You will leave here with some solid tips and techniques that you can apply straight away in your life. It'll add value to you and really help you live a healthier, happier, and more successful life. So I'll be talking about 4 key skills that really help a person take charge of their life. And by that I mean to navigate life in a more graceful way. And these 4 key skills are absolutely timeless. You can go back as far as you like in history, and you can go as far into the future as you want to go. These 4 skills will apply in any country, any time, any culture, any type of community, background. It really doesn't matter. They stand the test of time, and they will always remain the same. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jeanine Sciacca. I am the only Silva Method instructor at the moment in Australia. And the reason that I became a Silva instructor and what I bring to the program is really because the Silva Method significantly changed my life several years ago. It's probably about 8 years ago now. Just really briefly, my life was in the worst place it had ever been, ever. And I had many personal development programs. I had a whole lot of home study courses, DVDs, books, audio programs, you name it. And I couldn't get out of a place where I felt really stuck, if you will. And I was in a corporate job at the time, and I felt like I was absolutely failing, to be honest. And I then, desperate one night, got on the internet trying to find some solution for my life. And I was very blessed somehow to be guided, or I just landed up coincidentally somehow, although I don't believe in coincidence, on the Silva Method website. And I read someone else's review, and this person wrote there that they were doing so badly in their job, they were afraid of being fired. And then they used the Silva Method, and within 6 months they became top salesperson in the company. Now at the time I was in business development myself, in sales, and I thought that sounds like my own story. So I immediately bought the home study program, and I applied it and listened to it, and I did the meditations and the techniques every single day. Well, 5 months later, I went from a place of being afraid of being fired to becoming the top salesperson in the company. And it's a multinational company. And I stayed as top salesperson all the years until I left to work for myself. And that was about 3 or 4 years. Now, I'm not telling you this to impress you. I'm telling you this to impress upon you that out of all the programs that I had, the Silva Method really works. And I think the reason for that is it's structured. It's very simple. It's got very easy techniques, but they are structured. And the program is based on science, and it's evidence-based. Everything is proven. So for me, when I was in that bad place, I was struggling so much with stress and anxiety. I actually got physically ill. Once everything turned around in just 5 months for me, my health came back. The best thing of all is my confidence came back. And self-confidence, as you may know, is absolutely everything. It is a vital ingredient for success, or for whatever it is that we're doing in our life. So for me, that's a bit of my story. And then what I did when things started to come right for me, the Silva Method also guided me through a certain technique to find my life purpose. And once I found my life purpose, I then was challenged with, I want to leave corporate and follow my dream and teach and train and add value to people And of course, like most people would, you hit what I call the terror barrier. And you don't know how to transition and take a big step of change like that in your life and get out of your comfort zone in such a massive way. And then again, I use the Silva techniques to build my confidence, to visualize, to retrain myself. And slowly but surely, step by step, I managed to follow my dream and leave corporate and work for myself. And to be honest, the years that I've been doing this, a couple of years now, I have never been happier, healthier, or more successful as well. So I'm very honored and blessed. And when the Silva Method, those years, many years ago, turned my life around, I actually wrote to them and said it would be my dream to teach this to others because of how it helped and changed my life. And they actually wrote back to me, and the rest is history. We made contact. I did quite a lot of investment of time and money, and I'm now very happy to be a Silva trainer and be able to share this and help other people and add value to their lives the way this has helped me. So that's a bit of my story. The founder is a man named Jose Silva. If any of you don't know anything about the Silva Method whatsoever, just Google this man's name, Jose Silva, and you'll see. This program has been around since 1966, and Jose is just the most wonderful genius who developed this program, and he researched it for 22 years, from 1944 to 1966. And the only reason I mention the dates is because this program is now 52 years. It's been around for over 5 decades, and it stood the test of time. And I don't know many personal development programs that do that. The other thing is that he started this not out of fame or fortune, out of an act of love, really to help his children and he was curious on developing human potential. And this is what the program today is all about, unlocking human potential to achieve literally anything you want in your life. So this is the International Training Director. His name is Ken. So I'm going to let him just explain to you in his words very briefly what he says the Silva Method is. It's just a short video of a minute or two.
It's not just a personal development seminar. Yes, it is.
Sorry. Okay. Welcome, Sciacca. Thank you, Sciacca. Thank you for joining. Let's start again this video. Sorry, someone
It's a very step-by-step proven system to help you harness your own human potential, whether it be to sleep better at night, whether it be to manage and deal with stress, whether it be to bounce back, have more resilience, whether it be to improve. I've worked with some Olympic athletes. I've worked with heads of corporations, heads of state. And these people are interested in communicating better, resolving conflict, improving any aspect of their life. We're also very interested in developing and awakening intuition.
So that's basically, in a nutshell, developing human potential, giving you the tools and techniques to help you in any area of your life, and developing developing intuition. So I'll take you through a little bit of that. And I just want to start off by saying this. Let me just put this one onto mute. If you want to unmute your lines, anybody, please feel free, and you can jump in and talk at any time. I just want to make the screen black so I can just get your attention for a second. Science today has proven that each and every one of us has a blueprint. And this is a blueprint which determines how much money we earn, how happy we are, the quality of our relationships, the level of our self-confidence or self-worth, how successful we are in any area of our life. And this blueprint, you could call your conditioning. Psychologists like to call it your paradigm. So you may ask, or I may say, where does this blueprint or this conditioning or whatever it is, paradigm, where did it come from? So the truth is, when you were a small child between 0 and 7, everything that you saw, that you heard from your parents, your primary caregivers, family members, the schooling, the media, all kind of went into our little brains that were like blank hard drives and basically programmed us. The years from 0 to 7 are also called in psychology the imprint phase. Everything that we heard and we saw and felt went in and actually became our conditioning. So to be fair and kind to ourselves, the truth is we are actually not responsible for our conditioning. However, we are responsible for changing it if it doesn't serve us. And let's be honest, everybody can improve certain areas of their life. Everybody. So that's changing that conditioning or changing that paradigm. So a paradigm's definition is it's a mental program that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior. Exclusive control over our habitual behavior. And almost all of our behavior is habitual. So as much as we want to think that we're in control of our lives, the truth is this paradigm is like a computer program running the system. And it's running our lives, mine, yours. And the most of what we do being habitual means that if we want to change our results, the source is the paradigm or the conditioning. It's very difficult to change the results just with plain effort every day if we're not changing the paradigm, because then we'll slip back and do the old behavior. And I'll share a bit more of that in a diagram a bit later. So that's just to share with you what the paradigm is. And the reason I do that is the Silva Method's entire program works at the paradigm level, works at the subconscious mind level. So we can improve our results at the source, at the root cause. So these 4 key skills that are timeless are really, number 1, the ability to remain calm, relaxed, focused, even under pressure. This is really about managing and reducing stress. And this is the foundation. This is the most important skill, bar none, that each and every one of us can learn to master in our life. And I'll tell you why. Stress interferes with every single aspect of your life. It will interfere with your relationships. It will definitely interfere with your health. The word disease comes from dis-ease, which is that uneasy feeling, that emotional upset, whether it's in your gut or whether it's somewhere in your body, feel that uneasy feeling and it's prolonged. It lands up in disease. So it interferes with your health. It interferes with your ability to concentrate, to be effective. So it interferes with your work. It definitely interferes with intuition. You don't have the ability to access your intuition or inner guidance under stress. It affects your energy levels. It affects your mood. It makes a person maybe short-tempered, irritable, whatever it is. So it affects every area of your life, your sleep. So number 1, to master is the most important skill. Number 2, to have clearly defined goals and meaningful goals. And then how do we achieve them faster? You know, many people say it's obvious to have clear goals, but the truth is most people don't know what do they really, really want out of life. Thank you. I've got one comment there. So true. The third thing is huge. It's overcoming self-limiting beliefs. Everybody has them. Everybody. Me and you and everyone else. We all have limiting beliefs. But the thing about limiting beliefs is we ourselves don't know what they are. So to overcome limiting beliefs, the first thing you need to know is, what limiting beliefs do I have? How do I become aware of them? So I'm going to talk about that tonight. And the last one is, how do we make smarter decisions, which is a key ingredient for success? Decision making, it's a skill and you can develop it. So how do we make smarter decisions? And how do we recognize the right opportunities for us? Because let's face it, things happen around us all day long. How do we hone that ability to recognize the right opportunities to take us in our life further to a happier, healthier, and more successful place? And the way we do this is 2 things. Number 1, accessing our creativity and our intuition. because creativity is all about problem-solving skills. So I'll share that with you as well. Right. Now, the secret to success is not having more willpower or applying more effort or extra hard work or good luck star shining over you or favoritism or having more talent. That's not the secret to success. Your mind is stronger than your excuses, any excuse. Your mind will determine your success. Anybody, whether they're a success or a failure, if they're doing well, very well, extremely well, whatever it may be, it's all starts off with a thought. It starts off with our minds. We become what we think about. All personal development gurus agree on one thing. We become what we think about. So if we can learn to control our mind, we can literally learn to control our life. And we can create anything we want in our life. Because the truth is, we do create our own reality. I'm sure you all agree. If anyone doesn't agree and think that life just happens to me, or I'm a victim of circumstance, I'm going to have to very bluntly say, I suggest perhaps think about that. It's been proven we create our own reality. Maybe watch a movie like The Secret. And The Secret's not everything, but it creates the awareness that we create our own reality. And we do this with our thoughts and our emotions. It's like we get into a certain vibration or a frequency, and we attract a match to that into our life. So all our results are a match to what frequency we're in. The same as you turn the frequency dial on a radio to a certain 95.2 and you get that radio station, or another, whatever frequency you're in, you're attracting that you are feeling and thinking. So it's all about our mind. So in the Silva Method, there are 2 steps to maximize your mental strength, to unlock your potential, and to help you in your life. And these 2 steps are, number 1, it's called Life Systems, the first 2 days of the 4-day program. And Life System is all the key skills: sleeping better, managing stress, getting over headaches without the use of drugs, making better decisions, programming for your goals, how to manifest your goals, all those key life skills. Day 3 and 4 of the 4-day program is developing and refining and accessing intuition. Intuition is so valuable. It will never guide you wrong. So this is a proven, scientifically proven technique. And by the way, we don't know any other program in the world that will prove back to you on the course that you have significantly developed your intuition in just 4 days. We don't know any other program like this. And the Silva Method also gives you a money-back guarantee. So if you don't think you got the value, no questions asked, we give you money back as long as you attended all 4 days and did every exercise that we do in the course. So we stand by what we say. So this is really what I want for you or anybody that I know, anybody that I meet. I want to just share this, how it's benefited me with others. This is just some of the main benefits from the Silva Method training. The one is you learn how to enhance mind-body healing, not drug body healing, surgery body, mind-body healing. Our minds are so powerful. And not only our own healing, but others as well, healing others. We all have that ability if you learn to develop it. To sleep soundly, to sleep well every night, without the use of drugs, be able to wake up without an alarm clock, feeling awake, vibrant and energized, being able to transform chaos. We all experience overwhelm, stress and chaos in our lives into feeling like you're living in the flow, where you are centered, where you are balanced, where things seem to work out for you, like the universe has got your back. Also, this may sound obvious. This is massive. Positive thoughts. Positive thoughts. It sounds so obvious. Did you know that most of our thoughts are actually negative? If we can get a technique to change our thoughts to be more and more incrementally positive day by day over a long period of time. Positive thoughts give positive outcomes. The more positive thoughts you have, the more positive outcomes you have. Over time, with practice and applying the technique, your life just becomes better and better. Anything to do with performance, high performance, achieving high performance, or sustaining high performance, which is really key. You know, they say one tree doesn't make a forest. So 1 year of great success is one thing, but maintaining high performance is what separates the best from the rest. And then boost your creativity. Doesn't matter if you're in a creative kind of job or field or not. Creativity helps us in all areas of our life, especially with problem solving. Also learning how to program for our goals and achieve our goals. And wow, use the power of dreams. There's no coincidence that we have dreams. We don't just have dreams for some weird and unknown reason. If we can learn to develop our dream control, we can then use dreams to solve problems in our lives and to innovate. So we learned that as well. And of course, as I mentioned, enhancing your intuition. That's a whole 2 days of the course. So that's really in a nutshell what it is. So I'm the kind of person who says, don't talk, just act. Don't say, show me. Show me, prove it. Don't make me promises, show me. So I just want to share a couple of things with you. This is my own video. I did the Silva Method the very first time 8 years ago. As I said, it significantly changed my life. But that was the home study program. It took me a couple of years, and eventually I got to do the program. So this video is from several years ago, before I was a Silva trainer, when I just went as an ordinary student the first time to Chicago. It was the only place I could get to do it. It wasn't available in Australia. And this is my quick story, which, by the way, I mean, I was so inspired that I became a trainer to share this with others. So this is me, my very first life training.
Hi, my name is Jeanine, and I've just completed the 4-day immersion program with Ken Kosher here in the Chicago area. And all I can say is, for me, this has absolutely been a blessing and something nothing short of transformational. And I'll tell you why. About 4 years ago in my life, I was really in a very, very bad place, and I was failing, and I felt like a failure in every area. I lost all my confidence, and I just couldn't get out of that bad place to the point that I actually became physically ill. So I don't know if you've ever been in a place in your life where you just feel stuck and things aren't going right for you, and the more you wish them to be better, the worse they become, and that stress just causes you to go in a downward spiral and you can't find a way out. Well, that was really me. And I was blessed enough at that stage to come across the Silva Method, and it was a home study program. So when I got that, I applied it and used it. I literally woke up every day at 5 a.m. and I listened to that program for an hour and a half every single day. All I can tell you is 5 months later, my life was completely turned around, and I went from a place of being afraid of being fired, I was doing so badly, to being the top salesperson in the company and exceeding my sales targets by over 200% 3 years in a row. And I'm not telling you this to impress you. I'm telling you this because this is how profound an impact Silva Method has had on me. So I actually contacted Ken Kosher, who did the training here for 4 days, and said to him, this thing's changed my life. How can I teach this to other people? And he said, well, the first thing you've got to do is do the 4-day life immersion program. And I've been waiting 3 years to come on this course. I'm from Australia. I'm originally South African. And I've come to do this finally. And the first 2 days were the Silva Life Systems, and I was quite familiar with it, with most of it. But there are a whole lot more tools that helped me and can also help you to literally create the life of your own design and not be a victim in your life, but really become a victor and be able to feel empowered to create the life that you want. And the second 2 days, the 4-day program, the last 2 days was something I've never dealt with before. It was the intuition part of the program. And I was amazed at what I took out of it, and amazed at how much intuition we all have. We just have to develop it through practice. And we played these amazing games and tested our intuition. And every single one of us in this class, there were about 25 of us, had this experience of literally bringing our intuition to life that can serve you in so many ways, just to be guided to make the right decisions, just to feel the right state of mind when dealing with adversity or forgiveness or challenging circumstances in your life, whatever it may be. What I'm saying to you is, this that I've taken out of these 4 days have really equipped me for a very exciting future where I really feel empowered to create the life of my own design, and just make my life better and better every day. And you can have that too. Every one of us, you can have that too. So I encourage you, go to the website, read other people's reviews. This has been an amazing experience for me, and I feel truly very, very blessed and very, very excited about the future.
So that's really me when I was still back in corporate, and then I had a dream to share this with others, and I'm happy to say that that's what I'm doing today, plus teaching leadership, and I sell investment property as well. And I'm so grateful. The Silva Method has helped me really get to where I am today. So just some of my students' results to share quick things before I get into the 4 key skills and give you those tips is that, let's check, I've got a bit of a question here, a chat. Great story, thank you. So here's one of my graduates, her name's Anne-Marie, and she suffered from insomnia for over 10 years, for about 12, 13 years. She was going to a sleep clinic several times a year. Nothing helped her. She came on the Silva training. One of the very first techniques you learn is how to fall asleep without the use of drugs, anytime, anywhere. Traveling, time zones, doesn't matter. For the first time in about 12 years, she had a good night's sleep. Was the first night of the Silva training. By the second day, she was sleeping through. She came and actually reviewed the course a year later with me, and her life is significantly changed just because she overcame insomnia, went back to the sleep clinic, and she doesn't have to go there anymore. And she says if ever anything goes back to a problem, it takes her just a couple of seconds and she's back to sleeping again. So I couldn't be happier for her. And I know that this has really changed her life. I mean, insomnia is a very, very terrible thing to suffer from. So happy for her. The lady down there, her name's Pooja. She's actually also a Silva trainer. You can see we're both holding our certificates. This is when we both became Silva trainers a couple of years ago at the same time. She fell out of a 2-story building at 22 years of age, broke her neck, punctured her nerve bundle, and was declared quadriplegic, paralyzed from the neck down. She turned to the doctor at the time and said, there's no way I'm going to be a paraplegic. I will walk again. In fact, I'll climb Mount Kilimanjaro. This is not going to be my destiny. The doctor said to her, I know, I don't want to dampen your hopes, but this is what it is. But she was determined, and she was aware of the Silva Method. It took her 7 years of using her mind and certain techniques from the Silva Method. Pooja, as you can see, she's standing right there to me, is in perfect health today. And she did climb Mount Kilimanjaro 4 years ago. This is massive. I'm going from a simple example of insomnia to something amazing. So there's a range of everything in between. Literally, our minds, your mind, has the potential to do anything if we just learn how to focus it and harness our human potential, which is literally unlimited. Abraham Maslow came to the conclusion our potential is unlimited. So I hope these 2 examples inspire you to think about your own life. What do you want? What results do you want? And what could you possibly do? So, family first. My graduates, I love them. I've done several courses now. There are many more than this. We all stay in contact. It's wonderful to be part of a community, and they keep reviewing, and we're in contact when we have a Facebook page. So this is really means everything to me. The people and how I can add value to them, they add value to me and give me this opportunity to do what I love, means everything to me. So just think about yourself and the possibility in just 4 days, what it could do for you. Here are some people's feedback on their feedback forms. Lisa said it was above and beyond her expectations, and she came into the training with an empty suitcase and left with a suitcase full of endless possibilities. And I love that. I love that because it is so true, and the fact that someone else felt the same way really made me very happy. And then Luke also said it exceeded his expectations. And when he says we did case studies, and they not only worked, they blew his mind, that's the intuition part. We do case working where we detect abnormalities from a distance. I'm talking about illnesses in people, and we correct them. We send healing energy to correct them as well. So that's how you get immediate feedback to see how your intuition, how you sense things. And it's amazing you can develop it so quickly in just a couple of days. So that's what it's about, but it's not easy. Obviously, it's not free. It's an investment of time. It's an investment of money. Many people would think you're crazy. However, I would say it's worth it. The benefits are for a lifetime. What you learn, and I wish people would let their children do the Silva Method. These are the best skills to help you navigate your life in any area. Even if it takes you a while, you can get there. You just got to practice the techniques And they really are effective. And in my opinion, they work quite quickly as well. So I love this cheeky question. I think it's quite cheeky to say, many people have come with this list here, this long list of what they want to get in life. And I say, well, why haven't you already? Whatever it is that you want, why haven't you managed and reduced stress if that's what you say you want? Or why haven't you improved your self-image or found your life's purpose or improved your memory? If that's what you want to do, or your income, why haven't you improved your income? How long have you wanted to increase your income and by how much? And they'll say something and I'll say, well, if that's what you want, why haven't you done it? Or reduced your weight if that's the problem, or your health, or self-confidence, or your relationships, or learn to trust your intuition to guide you, or to stop any bad habits. Or why aren't you sleeping better and soundly every night if that's what you want to get, or feeling more alive, or better at public speaking, or growing spiritually, whatever it may be, having a more positive attitude. So I'm going to give you some insight now. If it was so easy for all of us to do all these things, we would all be rich, we would all be skinny, and we would all be millionaires. So it's not. There's a reason why people struggle with these things. Every one of us, there's an area of our life that we want better results and we struggle. And I want to help you with that. So let me tell you why. Why haven't you? I'll tell you why. This is a simple stick diagram to help illustrate the mind. It comes from a Dr. Thurman Fleet. It's called the Stickman diagram. And let's assume that that's the head at the top, and the top half is the conscious mind, just to be a simple diagram to help us understand, and the bottom is the subconscious mind. Well, it's no coincidence in this diagram that the head is so much bigger than the body, because the truth is your behavior is not managed by your body. Your behavior and the body moves is managed by your mind. So we know what the brain looks like. It's an organ. We've seen it in pictures or on TV. We know what the brain is. But nobody knows what the mind looks like. You can't see the mind. Where is the mind? So to make an easy illustration, we use the stick diagram. So assuming that the conscious mind is the top half and the subconscious mind is the bottom half, the thing that actually controls the body is the subconscious mind. When I spoke about the paradigm in the beginning, or that blueprint that determines your happiness, your finances, how much money you earn, your results, your relationships, that paradigm, your conditioning, is your subconscious programming. And it controls your body. It controls your behavior. And your behavior then determines all your results. So really, if we want different results, we've got to know what the source is. The source is coming from the subconscious mind. Now, my question to you, let me unmute the lines here, or you can unmute your own. My question to you is, what percentage of the time do you think we operate on autopilot? Any guesses? Just shout out to me. No right or wrong, it doesn't matter, just give me a guess. What percentage of the time do you think we are on autopilot?
80%.
80%, okay. Any others?
No, personally, probably 30%, not much.
Okay, the truth is, according to scientific research and neuroscience, 90% of the time we are on autopilot.
Scary.
It's more than scary. We think we're in control. We're not in control. This autopilot behavior is going on because it's in our subconscious mind that all our habits reside and all our beliefs. And most of our behavior is habitual. So it's even things like our confidence and our self-worth. There's a bit of noise. I don't know which one it is. I'm just going to mute. But you're welcome to talk. It seems to have gone away. If it comes back, I'll just press mute again. So your habits, your self-confidence, your self-worth, all the ideas in your head of what you can do, of what you can't do, what you're good at, what you're bad at. If you say, oh, I'm so good at playing chess or playing tennis or doing budgets, or I'm a strategist, those are beliefs you hold. It's not your potential, it's the beliefs you hold about yourself, which then determine your behavior, which then determine your results. So here's my question to you. If you want to change your results, for example, you want to lose 5 kilograms or increase your income by $30,000 a year, whatever it may be. Would it be more effective to use the conscious mind using effort, or would it be more effective to reprogram the subconscious mind to get those different results? My question is, how many times more effective would it be to retrain the subconscious mind than trying to use effort and willpower? Any guesses? If we know the subconscious mind controls our behavior, would it be 10 times more effective, 100 times, 1,000 times? What do you think? And this is also neuroscience. Any guesses?
1,000 times?
Good guess. Any more?
Not really, no. I'll wait for your results.
It's way more.
Come on, Bruce.
Yeah, according to neuroscience, it is 30,000 times more effective to reprogram your subconscious mind using visualization, mental rehearsal, than to try to do it in a conscious state using effort. This is profound. This is so important. Anything you want to change in your life, sometimes we struggle. We go forward, we take a step back, we go 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, and this goes back and forth. It's because if we don't change the subconscious programming, we don't really change our behaviors long-term and permanently. We fall back. That's why people who diet often go up and down, sometimes for 5 years, for 10 years, sometimes for more than that. When we visualize or reprogram the subconscious, and the paradigm that says I'm overweight now says I'm at ideal weight, and we get there, or I'm 5 kilos less, let's start with that, maybe you've got more than that to lose, as an example. When the subconscious mind has this new belief or new paradigm, you automatically, your behaviors follow and you get those results. So the whole Silva Method works at that subconscious level. It's a dynamic meditation program where we have simple, easy to learn techniques, and we reprogram these techniques, and whatever situation you have in your life, you know how to address it. That's just going back to that paradigm statement and saying the best place to work at changing your results is to deal with the paradigm, not to-do lists, not action plans, not, making more effort in your waking state, eyes open, busy. So taking charge from the inside out, it's important that we are strong ourselves, don't listen to negative people, follow your own guidance, and do what you can to change your life. But when you want to change your life for better results, we've got to change it from the inside out, not from the outside in. It's the mind, training the mind. So I mentioned the Silva Method's been around since 1966, just to say it's been around for over 5 decades. It's in 111 countries around the world. Probably over 10 million have been trained. It says 6 million there, but we know it's a lot more than that. And these famous people here all started their careers before they were famous. They did the Silva Method. These are all Silva Method graduates, and all of these people, when they did the Silva Method, were not famous. So Wayne Dyer, Jack Canfield, he's got a video on YouTube that just openly says he did the Silva Method himself. It started him on his success journey of becoming a world-famous author, and he recommends it to anyone. So it's very interesting. A lot of these, which are deemed spiritual teachers today or gurus in personal development. So the Silva Method is really, as it says at the bottom there, a dynamic meditation program where we enter deeper levels of mind, get access to the subconscious, use creative visualization, guided imagery, mental rehearsal to slowly change that paradigm. We also develop our intuition, which is so valuable. And this is really just to give you all the tools and techniques to get the results that you want. Okay, so let's talk about these 4 key skills now, so I can give you some tips that you can take away into your own life straight away and hopefully get improvements. The first one, how to stay calm and focused even under pressure. All about managing and reducing stress. I cannot stress more how important this is. So let's talk about stress. Let's just have a bit of a conversation here. This is going to be like a speed test. I want you to shout out to me as fast as you can anything that comes to mind in a minute. Give me as many examples as you can, unmute your lines, and tell me, what do you think are some of the early warning signs of stress? What emotional signs or signs?
Emotional or physical?
Both. Any?
Increased heart rate,
Yes. Good. What else?
increased muscular tension,
Yes. Good. What else?
inability to sleep,
Oh, brilliant. Yes. What else?
suppressed immune system.
Absolutely. That is so big. Health. All
Yeah.
health issues, often 90%, there's a 90% of all
Yeah.
health issues are from stress.
Incredible.
Yeah. Good. What else?
Irritability,
Yes. Anything else?
panic attacks and anxiety.
Correct. Panic attacks and anxiety. Absolutely. And that prolonged leads to depression as well.
Inability to concentrate and remember.
Brilliant. You're on a roll here. Keep going. I'm enjoying
Go,
it.
Bruce. Go, Bruce. I'm taking over.
No, you're doing too good.
Any more?
What about eventual weight gain?
Absolutely. And what does that come from?
It comes from your pancreas releasing more
yes.
insulin.
Yeah, so physiologically and also how we behave. Sometimes we...
Eating more for comfort.
Correct. Yeah, comfort eating. Excellent. Anything else?
Oh my God.
Who knew, Bruce, right? So many things.
My mind's gone blank. You're just so naming them all. So that's pretty good.
I'm telling you, you're on a roll, Ryoka. You did excellently.
Yeah,
Brilliant. Very well. You got a good handle on identifying symptoms of stress. So let's have a look. I think you've nailed all of them. Maybe just one or two here. The inability to laugh or to cry too easily, or a person can't cry, or some of them. Getting headaches or stomach pains, digestive problems, things like that. Pain.
Yep.
Pain is also accentuated when we're under stress. When we're very happy,
Yep.
we actually feel less pain, or very relaxed, we feel less pain. Fatigue, just that overwhelming feeling and feeling tired all the time. Also, shallow breathing in the upper chest. Or memory. My goodness, memory is a big deal, because many people think they say, my memory is not that good. The truth is, memory, most of the time, is actually fine. Either the person doesn't get enough sleep, which affects memory, or stress. Stress absolutely interferes with cognitive ability and memory. So these are just some of them. So when it comes to behaviors now, I'm talking about what kind of things do we consume when we're stressed, do you think?
Alcohol.
Very good. What else? Correct.
We'll go 1 for 1, Bruce. What do you reckon?
I'll try when we stress. Probably could smoke too much.
Smoking.
Yep.
Thank you. That's correct. What else?
Junk food.
Yes, junk food.
Junk food.
Yep. Anything else?
Drugs.
Yes, drugs.
Prescription pain medication.
Yep.
You can also consume other people's negativity, because you're sort of just buying into everything they're putting out there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm talking about actually eating. What else do we eat when we stress?
Oh, physical consumption.
Yeah, what do we crave?
Sweet stuff.
There we go. Anything sugary or chocolate. So you've kind of nailed them all there. Caffeine is also one of them. Especially when you're stressed and you're fatigued. We drink more and more coffee, but actually it's not going to really help, because you're suffering from stress and you're going to continuously feel fatigued. So the reason that we go for alcohol or caffeine or chocolate or smoke is because what? What does it do for us?
Breaks our state.
It what?
Breaks our state. Like, it temporarily either depresses us or comforts us or distracts us from the stress.
Yes. So like alcohol, for example, or having a cigarette, or eating some chocolate, it makes us feel good. And the reason it makes us feel good is it causes the brain, these chemicals cause the brain to release serotonin and dopamine. They help you feel better and they help you sleep better. So here's tip number 1 for all of us. If you want to manage and reduce stress, meditate daily. It's scientifically proven that deep belly breathing in the bottom of your abdomen, not your chest, deep belly breathing is a natural antidote to stress. And it also causes the brain to release, believe it or not, serotonin and dopamine. Except it's free and it's healthy. So do you both meditate every day?
I would almost be every day.
And Bruce, you?
Probably second or third day, probably not every day, but regular.
Excellent. I commend you. I'm clapping in that's really excellent that at least you meditate. I speak to lots of people and they don't even meditate at all. So daily meditation is really fantastic. It creates a resourceful state, helps to dissolve stress chemicals, and the more you do it, especially daily over time, what happens is you actually become a person who remains calm and focused even under pressure. You start to retrain the body and the mind to get accustomed to that deep, relaxed feeling. And the more you practice this, the more it becomes your state, your actual state. You both do meditate. If you want a Silva Method, fantastic guided meditation. It's exceptional for accelerated healing and for reducing stress. Is a Silva Method long relaxation. It's 26 minutes. It's equivalent to 4 hours of natural sleep for the body and the mind.
Right.
Also, if you feel that first sign of getting sick, getting flu, a cold, whatever it may be, a headache, if you immediately, as soon as possible, could do the long relax, stop what you're doing, go and do the long relax, you'd either come right straight away. If you felt still a bit niggly, a few hours later, 2 or 3 hours, and you did it again, if you did it maybe 2 or 3 times a day, as it first gave you symptoms like you're going to get sick, I can promise you won't get sick. You won't even get flu. It won't even start. If you wait longer and you start getting more and more, then it has to go through its whole cycle. But you can still do the long relax to help you accelerate the healing. So it is free off my website. You're welcome to download the long relax. It's got a sound in the background. There's also video there. So watch the video just to understand what that sound is, and then just a few tips on the wording that we use and why we use it.
Thank you.
Okay, so what are some benefits of meditation, do you think? And alpha meditation just means your brain waves going to alpha, which is about half of what they are right now. It's a calm meditative state. What do you think the benefits are of meditation? Let's go. Do another speed test. I like the way you go so quickly.
Benefits of alpha meditation: it activates the parasympathetic pathway, so you get out of stress and back into rest and digest.
Perfect. Yes. What else?
It increases your ability to concentrate and recall things, so it improves your memory.
Yes. Brilliant. Others?
Alpha meditation. That's probably where you have to go in order to begin changing your paradigm and create powerful programming for your subconscious.
Yes, true. Absolutely, getting access to your subconscious mind program. Yep. Let's just see what we got here. It also, if you meditate daily for over 30 days, it's been proven to actually lower blood pressure, lower cholesterol, stabilize blood sugar, nothing else, just daily meditation. That feeling of inner peace and harmony.
Yeah, I like inner peace and harmony.
Yeah, definitely. And it becomes something you get better and better at. Also, as I said, accelerated healing, having more energy. People can get a lot more energy even from a 10-minute meditation when you're feeling lethargic. One of the best benefits of all is the more we meditate, the more access we get to our intuition, because you access intuition when you're calm. You don't do it when you're stressed. And when we practice more and more, we have this feeling that we're living in the flow, that as good synchronicities are happening, that feeling that the universe has got your back. Also, the feeling every day of taking inspired action instead of I have to motivate myself to work. No, it's the opposite. You feel inspired to act, and it's easy and it's exciting and it's fun. And be more creative as well. Okay, so tip 1, meditate daily. Now let's talk about something else. The power of your words. Who here has heard that words affect the brain?
Yes.
What do you know of that? Tell me. Talk to me about that.
That they can almost be like a command to
Yes.
your mind.
Yes.
Yep.
Correct. They're a command to the mind, like your brain takes it literally. Yep, and it affects our performance, right?
And they also have vibration and energy, so that's also putting that out into your field.
Yes, and can affect your health, that field, that negative vibration. Correct. Beautiful. So this book, How Words Can Change Your Brain, is written by 2 neuroscientists. Coincidentally, they've both done the Silva Method. The one was actually a Silva trainer for a while. And the reason this is so important and so powerful to understand, one of the most important things you could ever remember or learn, if there's nothing else you got out of this webinar, is this. The subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality. So even when we say things that we don't mean, you know, I'm so sick and tired of the traffic, the brain takes it literally. It doesn't take it as a saying. It says, I'm sick and tired. And you repeat that over and over. It eventually says, you know what, you've given me 12 orders of sick and tired. The next thing you're feeling unwell and you're lethargic and you're feeling tired. So the brain can't tell the difference. The subconscious can't. Now we go back to that stickman diagram. Oops, let me just get it back. The conscious mind at the top has got the ability to accept or reject any idea. If I say something to you that you don't believe, you can just reject that idea and you won't accept it. Your subconscious mind, on the other hand, has got no ability to reject anything it hears. It accepts everything. In fact, it even accepts what other people say. So, Sciacca, when you said other people's negativity affects you and your field or your mind, spot on. Spot on. If you're listening to someone who's telling disaster stories or drama and how their life is a mess, your subconscious mind is listening to this and actually giving you the same as if you were talking about yourself. That's how powerful it is. So, the Silva Method's got a technique. We call it mental house cleaning. And it's all about an awareness of negative words and phrases. So just give me as many as you can. What are negative words that we say? Just give me the words or phrases, anything.
One word or phrase? I can't do this.
Can't. Excellent. That's the first one on the list. Can't. Great. What else? Yeah, it shuts off possibility. Should.
I should do this.
Tell me about should.
It's very limiting because you're almost making yourself feel guilty and often it puts a lot of pressure on you when you say should instead of could.
Excellent. Pressure, guilt, correct. Yep. What else?
Like I'm not good enough, like I can't do it, it's too hard. So words about ourselves and not being good enough.
Yes, absolutely. What about you, Bruce?
I tend to turf them all out.
Say that again.
If I strike anything negative in my mind, I tend to chuck it out. I don't accept it.
Oh, good. But what do you think some of the negative words that or phrases that people say, which are not good for them?
Oh, sorry, there was a dog making a lot of noise. I couldn't hear it.
That's okay. Even if they're not your own, which other people may use or may say that are negative, what do you think?
I suppose they are where they're at. It's just an indication where they're at. They are, yeah.
Yeah, so,
More negative.
so what I'm looking for are some examples of what they say.
All right.
So we've got can't here. We've got try. Try is another word because try presupposes failure.
Oh, yeah.
If you say I'm going to try see you at 7, is a different thing to saying I will see you at 7. These words never and always are red flags. If I said to you, you know, you never listen to me, it's just going to cause miscommunication. You're going to get on the back foot. It's not true that someone never listens to someone. Like if I said right now, you're not listening to me, people will be more receptive than saying you never listen to me, and they become defensive. Or you're always late. Say today you weren't on time. That's more accurate and people can be more receptive. The word but, really and truly, we should try and eliminate that as much as possible because we just negate everything we said before. You know, I really believe what you're saying, but no, you don't believe what I'm saying. Now, don't. What do you think the word don't does? Don't slam the door.
Well, it's limiting.
But if I said to a child, don't slam the door, what picture am I creating? If I said to you, don't think about a whole lot of pink elephants dancing in tutus. Don't think of these pink elephants. The minute I mention this, your brain creates a picture. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yes.
So if you say don't to someone, don't forget your car keys, don't be late, you are putting the thing that you don't want as the picture in their mind. So we need to eliminate don't from our vocabulary and say it in the term that we want. Please close the door quietly. Please remember to bring your keys. Please be on time, whatever it may be.
Right, yeah.
Also, when we're saying don't, basically we're focusing on what we don't want instead of focusing and saying what we do want.
Yep.
Here's some more. Did you know that using the word hate automatically causes the body to produce acid? Even if you're pretending, and it's proved scientifically. So rather say, I very much dislike or prefer not, and say whatever it is that you prefer not, than saying the word hate. Or saying, I'm tired. Do you know people who say, I'm tired a lot? I know people who, every time I see them, how are you? I'm great, I'm just tired, you know, it's been busy. Every time you say, I'm tired, you're giving a command to your subconscious mind to program you for, I'm tired.
Yeah,
So
busy is another one actually, Jeanine.
Yeah.
Heaps of people say busy. I'm just so busy. It's like they validate themselves by how busy they are.
Absolutely. Gold. That's gold. Yes, it's so true. And the more you say I'm busy, the more you get feeling in this overwhelmed trap of I'm so busy. They're creating it. Just in their words alone.
Yeah, so true.
Also, if we say like I'm tired, we should rather say what? Because what we want is more energy, right? So you'd rather say, I could do with more energy right now, or I could do with a good night's sleep, or I could do with a quick cat nap. Say what it is that you want, because that's better and it's positive and it's more helpful. And if you did that thing, you'd probably feel better. Also, people saying pain in the neck, pain in the butt. I'll tell you a quick funny story. This is a funny story. The guy who trained me in the Silva Method, Ken, he had this lady who did the course with him, and she reviewed every year because you can review for free for the rest of your life. And she always used to say, such as a pain in the butt. The traffic is a pain in the butt. Oh, this cold weather is a pain in the butt. So one day I thought, you know, she's learned the technique. She doesn't use it, which I'm going to teach you now or share with you now. So he said to her one day as a joke, you know, how's it going with your lower back pain there? And she goes, oh, Ken, how did you know? Are you psychic? So he said, no. But you're forever saying pain in the butt. She goes, oh, please, Ken, you don't think that's the reason I've got such bad lower back because I really do suffer from it. And he said, yes, I really do. Just stop saying that and see what happens. But often we don't even realize. You say, I can't stand this, whatever. I can't stand. We're telling our body that we can't stand. It could manifest in our legs, in our hips, in just pain we don't need. So the brain takes it literally. Also, the term it's critical. It's so used in corporate. Everything's critical. Critical comes from the hospital. It comes from the army. Critical. Rather say it's very important, because critical is actually not a positive word at all. It's alarm bells and sirens. So here's the technique for you. It's a pattern interrupter, a neurological pathway pattern interrupter, or this antidote to negative self-talk. It's called the cancel technique in the Silva Method. So what we do is, the minute we catch ourselves either thinking or saying any of these words or many others, there's so many more, and the list is not even exhausted here. You say cancel, and then you replace it with a positive affirmation. As simple as this sounds, it is scientifically proven that you actually interrupt the neural pathway. You don't develop it further. You replace it with a positive affirmation, and over time, bit by bit, slowly but surely, you become a more positive thinking and aware person. And the more positive thoughts you have, guaranteed the more positive outcomes you will have. So I don't know if you knew this, but we have about 70,000 thoughts a day, and 80% of them on average are negative. This is the average. 80% of our thoughts are negative. So if we could just apply this cancel technique, over time you could improve and get yours better and better, and your negative thoughts less and less, and get more and more positive outcomes. So as an example, if you said, oh, I can't learn to do that, the minute you've said it or thought it, cancel, somehow, some way I can learn to do that. And you don't have to say this out loud. Of course, in the Silva class, we say it out loud to each other, but people will think you're crazy. Can you imagine being in a board meeting, and even if your boss says, oh, this is a disaster, you know, I'm going to jump off a bridge, this is such a bad, you must go cancel, everything's going to be okay. They'll think you're crazy saying it out loud. Just say it in your mind. Even if someone else is being negative, say it in your mind, cancel, and reframe with a positive one. I've got better and better here. Better and better is like the Silva Method secret handshake. If someone says, how are you? We say better and better. Or how's it going in business? We answer better and better. So if someone hears that, they go, did you do the Silva Method? It's like our Silva Method handshake. So for you, I'd like to say, from now on, whenever someone says, hello, hi Bruce, how are you? Just say, I'm better and better, thank you. Just keep saying better and better. How's work? Better and better. If you've got a sickness or an injury or whatever it may be, every time you answer, say better and better. Your brain's going to take it literally and start to create that. And if you could put the words better and better into any of your cancel reframes as well, use it. So if you said, I'm not very good at remembering people's names, don't run yourself down. Just say cancel. I'm getting better and better at learning people's names as you try to make an effort. And over time, it will become your reality. Okay, so that's step 1, meditate daily and the cancel technique. Step 2, how do we get clear on our goals and achieve them faster? You know, they say if you ask an audience of, let's say, 100 people, what do you really want out of life? About 97% can't answer in a heartbeat. They have to actually think about it. So we think we know what our goals are, but the truth is we're really not 100% clear. So I'm going to give you a technique, very simple one, how to get clear and how to also achieve your goals faster. Because to achieve our goals, we need to remain positive, motivated, and focused. So the first thing is, we need to define what we want and how we're going to get there. So here's something for you to do if you're making notes. It's called What Do I Want Reflection. Take about 10 minutes, take a few deep breaths, close your eyes, just center yourself like a very short 2 to 3 minute meditation. And once you're calm, hold a pen and paper on your lap and ask yourself these 5 questions. And in a relaxed meditative state, without judgment, whatever pops in your head, just write it down. I can guarantee you'll get different results than doing this in a conscious state. Meditate and then ask these questions. The first one is, what do I want to create? And the reason we say this is very specific, create, because we are powerful creators of our own reality. We are not victims. The next question, why? Why do I want to create this? The minute you ask why, you develop a stronger purpose. When you have a stronger purpose, it automatically increases the desire to achieve this goal. The more benefits. So when you say, why do I want this? Think of the benefits. How will it make your life different and better? The next one is, I love this. What talents and strengths do I have to help me create this? We want to work in our strength zone. You know, people say, you must work on your weaknesses. For me, that's a lot of rubbish. The only weaknesses you need to work on is chronic negative thinking, things like procrastination, negative self-talk. But otherwise, we need to be in our strength zone for whatever we're doing, whatever occupation we're in, whatever hobbies we're in. Do what you love and do what you're good at. We all like doing things that we're good at, let's be honest. Whatever you're good at, you like doing. Whatever you're not good at, you don't like doing. So be in our strength zone. It helps us also be more motivated to get what we want. The next question, when? When do I want to create this? That's just putting a timeline on that goal, because a subconscious mind is like a self-correcting mechanism that slowly, like a meandering torpedo, tries to achieve that goal. So it might not be the exact date, but your mind is going to drive your behavior close towards that goal. So try and put a date then. The last one is, how does this relate to others? This is probably one of the most important questions. We call it the extension benefit factor. How does you achieving your goal improve or affect other people's lives? If you were more calm and focused and less stressed, wouldn't you be better at home? Sure you would. If you were less stressed and more creativity for problem solving, wouldn't you be better at work? Sure you would. If you were more positive every day, wouldn't you be a more friendly and enthusiastic person to be around? Yes, and people would enjoy your company. Wouldn't you influence others in a positive way? Of course you would. So whatever it is about you achieving your goals, how does it relate to others? If you made more money, how could you help others less fortunate than yourselves, for example? Whatever it may be. That also gives you more purpose and motivation to achieve your goals. Next, how do we stay focused and motivated, and how do we achieve the goals? How do we make them manifest? Gratitude, my friends, I'm sure you've all heard this before, it's nothing new. But let me just remind you, gratitude, according to Neil Donald Walsh, he says, gratitude in advance, so in advance of it manifesting, in advance, is the most powerful creative force in the universe. Yeah. Just being grateful for everything we have right now, and our awareness and of our thanks and appreciation is what helps us be in that energy that manifests more things that we'll be grateful and appreciative for. If we're only aware of what we still don't have, I still don't have, if that's your awareness, that's the vibration or the energy signature that you're in, you're going to just stay there with, I still don't have. So gratitude is very important in helping our goals manifest. It puts us in the right energy. The second one there is, goes without saying, visualize daily. Everybody, I'm not even going to go into this. The whole Silva Method program is visualizing within the alpha state. Even if you visualize seriously for just 5 minutes a day, it will make a difference in achieving your goals. Anybody at the highest performing level uses visualization. Every single Olympic athlete, believe it or not, trains specifically using visualization. And they've scientifically proven that if a sports person trains 75% visualization, 25% on the field or on the court or whatever it is, they get the highest results, the best results. Not 100% physical training, 25% physical training, 75% visualization. That's how powerful it is. You can Google that, my friends. It's that's been proven for many years already. And last but not least, any personal development guru will tell you, surround yourself with people who can support you. That's really important. Don't listen to negative people and hang around them. Hang around people who encourage you, believe in you, and support you, and also like-minded. That's why when you do the Silva Method, Sciacca, by the way, Bruce, just that you know, did the Silva Method way back when she was only 13 years of age. I spoke to her on the phone today. It's unbelievable how much she remembers and still uses. The fact is,
true story.
Yep. The fact is, now that you've done it, if you come back and review, for example, you'll be back in a community of Silva Method grads. We love talking about all these techniques that help us improve the results in our life, and we can help each other, SMS each other, go on Facebook, whatever it is. You become part of a community that's like-minded. It honestly makes you better than you were. There's no doubt. We become the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. Guaranteed.
So true. Yeah.
So that's step 2. Step 3, this is massive. Overcoming self-limiting beliefs. How do we rewire our brain, that paradigm, to make us more successful? Well, the first thing is, I don't even know my limiting beliefs. I know that I'm stuck in certain areas of my life, but I don't even know why. So here's a secret on how to understand them. Awareness. The awareness of your limiting beliefs is very simple. Ask yourself or be aware of how you feel. How do you feel? You can only feel 2 ways, my friends. You can only feel 2 ways. You can either feel good or you can feel bad. There's a whole lot of levels on how good you can feel. I agree. And there's a whole lot of levels on how bad you could feel. You could feel grief. You could feel disappointment, frustration, anger. They're all different. But you're either feeling good or feeling bad. So, whenever you're feeling bad, it's a red flag for you. Grab a pen and paper, put it in your diary, there and then. What's going on? What are you angry about? What are you frustrated? What are you sad about? What are you jealous about? Anything, any negative emotion, resentful. Within there lies a secret for you or some tip. There's a limiting belief in there, either about yourself, someone else, life, a circumstance or event. Any negative emotion is related to a limiting belief somewhere. Or if you ever catch yourself saying something like this, oh, I'd like to go to Hawaii for a holiday, but I don't have the time this year, or I can't afford it. Anytime you say I'd like, but, it's a limiting belief.
Mm-hmm.
We have infinite potential. We are powerful creators, or I'd say co-creators. We're co-creators of our reality. Very, very powerful creators. We can use our mind and harness our potential. So we catch ourselves saying, I'd like to get a new job, but I don't have the experience. I'd like to do that, but I don't have the qualification. Look at myself. To be honest, I had this. This is one of my biggest personal stories. I was in corporate for 20 years, most of them in retail, believe it or not, fast-moving consumer goods, and then I was in market research to the retail industry for the last 5 years of my 20-year in corporate. I wanted to become personal development trainer. I wanted to teach leadership. I'm a John Maxwell certified leadership trainer. I wanted to teach leadership and teach the Silva Method, and I also love property. When I had this idea pop in my head as a desire, I cannot tell you the gremlins that came to the forefront. You can't do that. You don't have the qualifications. You don't have any experience. You all come from a retail background. What do you know about teaching leadership? Who's going to believe you? Who's going to pay you? Who's going to pay you? Why would all of this? These were self-limiting beliefs. I used the Silva Method as a technique called mirror of the mind daily. And I programmed. And you know what? It becomes your reality. Your dreams come true. You know, there's that saying of Henry David Thoreau. He who advances confidently in the direction of his dream and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined will meet with success unexpected in common hours. You don't have to know the whole route, the whole 100 miles. Just take the first step. Just visualize daily. Just be aware of our negative thoughts and emotions. So your emotions are your guidance system. My recommendation is I carry a small little booklet like this, like a notepad this tiny, in my handbag. When I get a negative emotion, I learned this a couple of years ago and it worked for me. When I was in that very difficult place in my life, that's when I found the Silva Method. I was in such a bad place in my corporate job. I was doing so badly, and I used to say I hate my job. And when I got this awareness of negative thoughts and how I feel, I said, I keep saying I hate my job. I drew a line down the center of the page. On the left side, wrote my negative statement, I love my job. And on the right-hand side, I reframed it and I said, I absolutely love my job. I said, this is the belief I want to create. And I just used to program myself. I love my job. I absolutely love my job. I used to think about another job I had before that, when I did love it, and just dream in my mind, like a movie in my mind of being in that. As long as you're in the energy of loving job, even if it's imaginary, you are changing your paradigm. And when things slowly changed over 5 months and everything turned around and I became top salesperson, I absolutely loved my job. I did truly love my job. My boss didn't change. My work didn't change. My clients didn't change. The office environment was exactly the same. I changed. When I changed my belief, I hate my job, to I absolutely love my job, it became my reality. This is one of the most important things. We think sometimes things are happening to us, or some people are the cause of a bad relationship because they are this way. They are so ignorant that they say these stupid things and they drive me nuts. And people think it's happening to them. If we could change our mind and our belief somehow, some way, it would literally change that relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, so to overwrite your limiting beliefs once you identify them, number one, create a resourceful state. What this means is go back in your life and reflect on a successful high moment of your life. That man in the picture below with his arms like that. Success, achievement. Think of any high moment. I don't mind how old you were. You could have been 10 years old getting a prize for soccer at school, or having your first baby, buying your first house, getting an award at work, anything. Reflect on a moment where you felt proud, like a winner. And write as many of these occasions down as you can. Try and list as many as you can in every decade of your life. Once you've done that, believe me, if you take the time to do this exercise and you've made that list, you're going to feel like king of the hill. You're going to feel amazing. And you will suddenly have this state, this energy state of, wow, I can do this. When you've got that, you keep it somewhere. And every day before you visualize, just read that again. Get back into the energy state. Start your visualization reliving one of those high points when you felt like a winner at that point. And when you got that going, visualize this that you want to create. It is super, super powerful. It charges your visualization with emotion. And that's what creates. Not the thought. The emotion is the creative force. And of course, visualize daily. Even if it's just for 5 minutes, better than nothing. 15 minutes is better. And then there's something called the 30-day principle. I'll just quickly share this with you. Astronauts in NASA, they had goggles that were concave lenses. It made an image upside down and back to front. They made these astronauts wear them every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even when they slept and showered. They wanted to see how they'd behave disorientated in space. Would they be hostile or sick or whatever it may be, have no energy or whatever it may be. What they never expected during the experiment was between day 25 and 30, the brain corrected the image. And I said, oh my goodness, we never expected that. We were doing an experiment to see how they behave if they were disorientated. Let's do it again. They did the same experiment with 2 groups of astronauts. The first ones wore the goggles 24/7 for 30 days, no matter what they did. The second group, they made them take the goggles off on just day 15. That second group took an additional 25 to 30 days for their brain to correct the image. So science today has understood, without a shadow of a doubt, To create a new neural pathway, you have to do something every single day without missing one day for more than 30 days. In fact, I recommend 40 days. 40 is actually a spiritual number. 40 appears in so many texts where people fast for 40 days or whatever it may be. But going past the 30-day threshold, so visualize on your goal every day without missing a day for more than 30 days and mark it on a calendar, on a 6x6 grid or something. And if you miss a day, just throw it away and start again. Last one, making better decisions and recognizing opportunities. So the question, when are you most creative? When do you think you're most creative? Any guesses?
Of a morning, I think.
Did you say in the morning?
Yeah.
You are correct. And well, the reason I say you're correct is we are most relaxed when you come out of sleep. You're the most relaxed and your conscious mind is not busy from the whole day. So that's a reason. However, we could develop being calm and focused throughout the day, but we're most creative in a relaxed state. That's why I said number one of being calm and focused under pressure is the most important, it's the foundation.
Yeah.
So problem solving requires creativity. So this is why it's so important to learn how to manage stress. So how valuable is intuition? And the question is, do we all have intuition? Is it a skill, a human skill that we can actually train? So I'm sure you're guessing the answer in your head is yes. Einstein said the only valuable thing is intuition. We all have intuition. We may not all trust our intuition or use it, but we all came into this world with a skill, and it can be developed and it can be practiced. The challenge, however, with intuition is we don't often know if this feeling we're getting is wishful thinking or maybe fear versus accurate intuitive insight. We get also distortion. Sometimes we project our own past fears or project our paradigm onto a situation and think, oh, that's my intuition. I shouldn't trust this guy. But meantime, there's another issue going on about trust. It's interfering with your mind. So the reason that we have a challenge with intuition and how to get better at it is we get distortions because we lack points of reference. That means we lack feedback. Were you right when you sensed it that way or weren't you? That's what we mean by points of reference. So the best way to develop your intuition is to develop accurate, verifiable points of reference. Many of them. More evidence plus more experience gives you this resourceful state where you can really trust your intuition. When I sensed that I was right this way, when I sensed it like that, I was incorrect. The more points of reference you get that way, the more you refine your intuition. It comes from practice. So for those of you who have done the Silva Method or will do the Silva Method, you will get all of day 3 and 4 allocated to intuition, where you develop many points of reference and honestly refine it very quickly. And you can continue on your own when you leave as well. But if you haven't done the Silva Method, my advice to you is just start being aware of your gut instinct or this little voice in your head or this feeling you get, this hunch. And I'd say trust it. Whenever you get that feeling, trust it and go with it. If it ever leads you wrong, then go back and try and work out why. Was it fear or was it something else, wishful thinking? But always trust it, become aware, and the more points of reference you get, the better your intuition will slowly become. So that's really it for tonight. I'm going to quickly recap on the skills in case you were making notes. Number 1, how to remain calm and focused, even under pressure. Meditate daily and use the cancel, and reframe with a positive statement. Please do reframe. Don't just say cancel. Number 2, achieving our goals, getting clear on them and achieving them quicker. You do the what do I want reflection, those 5 questions in a meditative state. Use a gratitude journal. I recommend it at night before you go to bed, because how you go to sleep is how you wake up. If you go to sleep grateful, you're going to wake up grateful. It's better than going to sleep worrying. Visualize daily. Surround yourself with people who can support you. 3rd, overcome limiting beliefs. Become aware of how you feel. Your emotions are your guidance system. To overwrite your limiting beliefs when you know what they are, create that resourceful state, your evidence of your own achievement, meditate on that, and then visualize your goal. And do it every day for more than 30 days without missing a day. Lastly, to make better decisions and recognize opportunities that are good for you, develop your creativity and your intuition. So my friends, I hope you found that valuable. Did any of you get something out of this tonight that can help you?
I think it's very good, yeah.
Excellent. Ryoka, did you, I know that you're quite advanced, you run your own business with retreats and things, but did you get anything of value out of this?
I definitely did. I think the self-reflection process, the questions to ask yourself, really huge. The what do I want reflection.
Yes, I agree. And, just from my own experience quickly, even though I'm a trainer of the Silva Method and have done Silva for more than 8 years, I just did it a few months ago just as a refresher. And I was amazed at what came up for me. So give it a go. We get really amazing answers in a meditative state.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next step's up to you. If you like this and want to expand on it, you can do 4 full days where you actually do the experiential training of going into the dynamic guided meditations and learn these techniques. It helps you in all these areas. I'll just quickly tell you it's how to sleep better, manage pain, improve your health, headaches without using drugs, increase self-confidence, how to program your goals and help you manifest them, to live in the flow, developing your intuition or creativity. We also have a decision-making technique called the glass of water technique. We have a life purpose exercise, which is so, so valuable. And just leaving there with the feeling of being more self-empowered to create your own life and be inspired to do so. And of course, having more confidence and more hope and a really good level of trust in yourself to be able to grow and develop and become better and better. The next course for the Silva Method, if anyone is keen, is now in February over 2 weekends, 10, 11, and 24 and 25. The early bird special is over, except on the end of these webinars. So if anyone is on this webinar and they did decide to come, you get the early bird special, just let me know. So that's really it. As I said earlier, if you do the Silva Method, you can review for free for the rest of your life in any country in the world. You only pay a seat charge of $85 for life systems and $85 for intuition. We also give a conditional money back guarantee. Only condition is you do all exercises and you attend every day. If you do that and don't get the value, no questions asked, we'll give you money back. We'll just end off on this quote of Jose Silva, the founder, which I love. He says, the greatest discovery you'll ever make is the potential of your own mind. And I love that. That's so true. So thank you very much for coming on tonight. And I really hope that this was something that can help you in your life. I'm going to just stop the recording.